How many times have you wished for something with all your heart, only to be met with silence from the universe? Love, prosperity, health. You ask, wait, trust, but nothing happens. And then comes the doubt. Am I doing something wrong? The truth is yes, there is a correct way to ask the universe, and if you haven't yet learned how, it's like knocking forever on a door that will never open. Today, you're going to discover the secret, a method so clear, so aligned and so powerful that the universe will have no choice but to say yes to you. Get ready to understand why your reality doesn't exist outside of you, but within you. Before we begin, write in the comments, the universe always says yes to me. Say it now. Activate your vibration and allow this energy to transform your life. What you're about to learn doesn't come from empty promises or magical formulas. It comes from the profound work of one of the greatest researchers of human consciousness, Jacobo Grinberg. Grinberg, a Mexican neuroscientist and psychologist, dedicated decades of his life to studying perception, the mind, and the nature of reality. By combining science, spirituality, and ancestral practices, he formulated a revolutionary theory: the idea that the reality we experience is shaped by what we think, feel, and believe. His theory of the lattice or mesh of consciousness suggests that we are connected to a unified field of information, and that our intentions, when aligned with clarity and emotion, can alter that field, directly influencing what we experience. In other words, the universe doesn't respond to what you superficially want. It responds to your real vibration, the one born from the union of thought, emotion, and action. Based on these principles, we're going to explore a practical and accessible method that allows you not just to ask the universe for something, but to vibrate so intensely and coherently that reality inevitably reshapes itself in your favor. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to manifest miracles in their lives, while others, even those who truly wish for change, remain stuck? The difference isn't luck, nor blind faith. It's in the way they connect with the universe. The most common mistake when trying to manifest something is believing the universe only listens to words or surface intentions. The truth is, the universe doesn't respond to what you say you want, but to what you actually vibrate. If you desire abundance but internally vibrate scarcity, what do you get? More scarcity. If you ask for love but vibrate loneliness, what will you find? More experiences that reinforce that loneliness. This happens because, as Jacobo Grinberg taught, the reality we perceive is a direct projection of our inner structure. He said that consciousness acts as a lens that filters and shapes reality, and that lens is calibrated by your vibration, a subtle field formed by your dominant thoughts, your most frequent emotions, and your deepest beliefs. To ask the universe for something without being aligned with that request is like shouting underwater. The sound exists, but it isn't clearly heard. That's why so many people feel ignored by the cosmos. In practice, they're not asking with vibrational clarity. Moreover, many requests are made from a frequency of lack. Phrases like, "I want to get out of debt," "I can't stand being alone," or "I want a better job because I hate mine," carry more energy of dissatisfaction than of realization. This tells the universe that you are immersed in the problem, and the universe, being impartial, simply sends more of the same. Another crucial point: impatience. When you plant a seed, you don't dig up the soil every day to see if it sprouted. You water it, care for it, and trust the process. Yet when people make a request and expect an instant result, they fall into anxiety, which creates doubt and weakens vibration. And where there's doubt, there is no creation. Jacobo Grinberg taught that time is just an illusion of linear consciousness. When you vibrate with conviction, you align with a version of reality where your desire already exists, and the universe, like a mirror, simply reflects that version back to you. But if you can't hold that frequency, the mirror shatters. So, if your requests haven't been working, it's not because the universe isn't listening. It's because it is listening to what you're vibrating, not to what you're saying. And when that vibration is misaligned, the result can never be what you expect. Most people understand visualization as a simple mental exercise. Close your eyes and imagine what you want. But the true power of visualization goes much deeper. It lies in your ability to involve all your senses and emotions in such a vivid experience that your subconscious can't tell the difference between imagination and fact. That's the level where the universe begins to bend to your will. Jacobo Grinberg proposed that human consciousness is creative, not passive. When you activate your imagination in an intense, multi-sensory way, you're not merely daydreaming. You're constructing a new vibrational reality that will, sooner or later, reflect itself in the physical world. The most common mistake is visualizing as if you're a spectator in a movie. You see the new car, the ideal relationship, or career success, but as if someone else were living it. There's no involvement, no body, no soul, and that's why there's no result. The key is to turn visualization into a lived experience. How? By activating your 5 senses and your emotions with maximum intensity. If you want a new home, don't just see the house. Feel the cold floor under your feet in the morning. Hear the sound of windows opening. Smell the coffee from the kitchen. Notice the sunlight filtering through the curtains. Breathe the air of your new reality. This sensory immersion sends a clear message to your subconscious. This is already happening. And the subconscious, which Grinberg described as a bridge between perception and the quantum field of possibilities, begins to reorganize your vibration to reflect that certainty. It's this new frequency that attracts the physical counterpart. But here's the most important point: emotion. Without emotion, visualization is a lifeless image. It's like trying to light a lamp with no power. What truly communicates with the universe is what you feel. So it's not enough to just imagine. You need to live the scene with joy, gratitude, relief, and excitement. Elevated emotions amplify your vibration and accelerate manifestation. Practice this daily. Set aside a moment of silence, take a deep breath, and dive completely into the reality you wish to create, not as a distant dream, but as a present, tangible moment. The more real it feels internally, the more naturally it will manifest externally. When you visualize with sensory and emotional intensity, you're not asking the universe, you're declaring that it's already yours. And that's the frequency the universe always responds to. Few habits hold as much transformational power as gratitude, but not the ordinary kind, not gratitude that comes after you've received something. We're talking about anticipatory gratitude, the ability to give thanks before your desire manifests. That's where the magic begins. Anticipatory gratitude works like a direct code for the subconscious mind and the vibrational field of the universe. When you give thanks as if what you desire is already part of your life, you're sending a clear, powerful signal: this is already mine. And according to Jacobo Grinberg, that kind of emotional conviction isn't just mental suggestion, it's active creation of reality. Why does it work? Because gratitude is one of the highest, most potent emotions a human being can experience. It carries a vibration of completeness, of faith, of total trust. When you give thanks for something you don't yet have, you demonstrate such deep certainty that the universe has no choice but to reorganize itself to mirror that inner reality. Imagine someone who wants prosperity. Instead of complaining about lack, this person begins writing every day: "Thank you because I am financially free. Thank you because money flows to me with ease. Thank you because I live in constant abundance." At first, the logical mind resists. It feels false. But repetition builds momentum. Gratitude starts dissolving inner resistance and reprogramming the subconscious. Over time, that new reality stops being just a wish. It becomes a conviction. And once that conviction takes root, vibration shifts. the person starts noticing opportunities that were always there. They make decisions aligned with abundance. They attract conversations, people, and circumstances that support growth. All because anticipatory gratitude changes the frequency of how they communicate with the universe. Grinberg said, "What you believe with emotion, you manifest with precision." Gratitude in this context is the emotional fuel that transforms vague intention into inevitable reality. A practical tip: begin your day with at least 3 anticipatory gratitude affirmations. But don't say them mechanically. Feel them. Close your eyes for a moment. Visualize what you're thanking for as if it's already real, and let the feeling of completeness fill your body. You don't need to know how it will all happen. When gratitude is sincere and vibrational, the universe takes care of the path. Your only job is to remain in the state of certainty while the invisible gears of the cosmos move in your favor. Gratitude is more than a gesture. It's a state of being. And when you live in that state, the invisible becomes inevitable. Many people believe manifesting is about thinking, visualizing, and waiting. But the universe doesn't respond only to intention, it responds to movement. That's why inspired action is the bridge between your inner world and external results. Without action, vibration loses strength. With action, reality begins to reorganize. But not just any action. Not action born of fear, desperation, or duty. Inspired action is different. It rises from within, charged with intuition, enthusiasm, and clarity. It's that sudden idea in a quiet moment. The impulse to send a message, enroll in a course, visit a place, write something, start a project. It doesn't demand forced effort. It flows. Jacobo Grinberg emphasized that consciousness, when aligned with intention, modifies the informational field around it. But for that modification to become tangible, there must be an active human response. When you act with confidence, you affirm to the universe that you believe in the reality you wish to create. Think of the universe like a GPS. It can calculate the route only when you start moving. If you stand still, the map doesn't update, and no direction appears. In other words, without movement, there's no path. That's what inspired action is, the step that activates the hidden map of manifestation. And the amazing part, when you begin to act, even without knowing exactly where it will lead, you send a powerful, energetic message. I'm ready, I'm moving, I'm committed. That energy returns as synchronicities, unexpected encounters, sudden opportunities. A common mistake is waiting for the perfect plan, the ideal moment, the perfect conditions. But the truth is, the universe rarely shows the whole picture. It reveals only the next step. When you take that step, the next one appears. It's like walking with a lantern in the dark. You can only see a few feet ahead, but that's all you need to keep going. And more, when you act, even with fear, you change your vibration. Simply moving breaks patterns of stagnation, dissolves doubt, and strengthens self-trust. The more confidence you emit, the more the universe responds with events that reflect that strength. So ask yourself, what's the next step, however small, that I can take today? It doesn't have to be grand. It could be an email, a call, some research, a study, a simple practice. What matters is that the step comes from a place of connection with your desire. Reality doesn't bend only to those who dream, but to those who also walk. Every step you take, even without seeing the whole path, is a declaration to the universe. I believe. You can visualize intensely, give thanks with faith, and even act with courage. But if deep inside you, there's a silent belief whispering that you're unworthy, incapable, or that it's too good to be true, your results will always be incomplete, or simply won't come. This is hidden self-sabotage, a set of internal programs, often unconscious, that cancel or delay the manifestation of your deepest desires. Jacobo Grinberg said that the human mind operates within a neural field of possibilities, and that this field is shaped by past experiences, especially emotional ones. Beliefs formed in childhood act like invisible filters that determine how much you are internally allowed to receive. If someone grew up hearing that money is dirty, they might desire wealth, but vibrate rejection toward it. If they learned that no one will ever love someone like you, the search for love becomes a cycle of frustration. It's not bad luck, it's vibrational coherence between belief and reality. These sabotaging beliefs act like secret codes embedded in the subconscious, and the universe, as a faithful reflection of your deepest vibration, responds to those codes, not to your surface desires. That's why so many people feel like they're almost there, but something invisible always blocks them. The root of the blockage isn't outside, it's inside, and it works silently. The good news, it can all be reprogrammed. Step 1. Identify your limiting beliefs. Ask yourself, what do I truly believe about money, love, success, health? What phrases or ideas do I repeat to myself about these topics? Where did these beliefs come from? Are they really mine, or were they inherited? Step 2. Question their truth. For example, I'm not good enough. Is that really true? Has it always been true? Do I know people like me who achieved what I want? What would happen if I believed the opposite? Step 3. Replace the sabotaging belief with a new, empowering one, aligned with the reality you want to create. Positive thinking alone isn't enough. You must install a new frequency of thought. Conscious repetition, daily writing, and emotionally charged affirmations are powerful tools for this. Grinberg suggested that the brain is plastic. It can be reconfigured through repeated emotional experience. That means when you expose yourself to a new positive belief and feel it as truth, you literally rewire the neural pathways that shape your perception of reality. Remember, the greatest enemy of your manifestation isn't outside, it's inside, disguised as truth. But you can replace it with a new version of yourself, a version that allows itself to receive, a version that vibrates worthiness. When that happens, the universe stops testing you and starts delivering. After everything we've discussed, one truth stands above all. Manifesting isn't about wishing, it's about aligning. Aligning thought, emotion, and action is the ultimate formula to make the universe bend to your inner reality. When this triad is synchronized, it becomes a magnetic field so strong that it attracts what once seemed impossible. Jacobo Grinberg believed that the field of consciousness is moldable and that our intentions, when infused with emotion and followed by movement, collapse possibilities into realities. In other words, thinking creates a potential field, feeling gives it shape and direction, acting brings it into the physical plane. The problem is that most people live in misalignment. They think of wealth but feel fear and act from scarcity. They think of love but feel insecure and behave with distrust. They think of success but feel guilty and act with hesitation. That misalignment is like driving a car with wheels turned in different directions. Movement isn't smooth, and you never reach your destination. The final secret is to unify these forces. First, think clearly. What do you truly desire? Not what others expect of you, what your soul wants to experience. Give your desire a name, a color, a form. Write it down, make it concrete. Then, bring that thought to your heart. Feel what it would be like to live that reality now. Imagine it in full sensory detail. Breathe within that scene. Let the emotion rise as if it's already real. Emotion is the vibrational signal that tells the universe that this reality already exists within you. Finally, act, but not just any action. Act with intention. Ask yourself, what would someone who already lives this reality do today? And then do it with confidence, lightness, and presence. You don't need to see the whole path, only the next step taken in faith. This triple alignment, thought, emotion, and action, creates the state of vibrational coherence. And when there's coherence, there's manifestation. Everything begins to flow naturally. The right doors open, the right people appear, the right ideas arrive. Not by magic, by resonance. Grinberg called this the creation of alternative reality, not as an escape, but as access to a frequency where your vision is already true. When you live your inner truth with that strength, the universe has no choice. It responds. It always does. To align is to become one with what you desire, to stop waiting and start living, to stop asking and start commanding your reality. And when you do that with truth, the universe bows and says, yes, it's yours. Now that you understand the principles of conscious manifestation, to visualize intensely, to give thanks as if it's already done, and to act with inspiration, the next step is simple. Apply it. Don't let this knowledge fade like another beautiful theory. Turn it into a ritual, a lifestyle, a way of relating to the universe. Take pen and paper and write, in the present tense, what you desire as if it already exists. Close your eyes and live that scene with all your senses. Feel it, give thanks, and ask yourself, what's the next step I can take right now? Even if it seems small, that movement already creates invisible waves in the field of possibilities. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to random words. It responds to consistent frequencies. And today, you've learned how to tune your frequency to create, attract, and transform. If this message touched you in any way, leave a comment saying, "The universe always says yes to me." Dadim. That phrase isn't just a mantra. It's a reminder of your power to co-create. And if you want to keep receiving content that raises your energy and expands your awareness, subscribe to the channel now. Your journey is just beginning.